Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I've had my microphone muted this whole time. What a disaster. Thank you for calling me out on that. No, it was on my end. Oh, that's unfortunate because I don't think the recording's gonna have picked up on that at all. The recording that I post on YouTube. Oh well, whatever. Hello, hey Tom, how's it going? Paint.net. I am just working on getting the title screen going. Um, I drew this logo up last night. I mean, it's nothing fancy, but I think it looks okay. Nice, nice. What kind of dog do you have? This is 96 pixels wide and 40 pixels tall. Yeah, title screen. I'm jazzed. Oh my gosh, I freaking love border collies. That is that's my dream dog. A dog is probably too much work for me right now, unfortunately. Otherwise, I totally would have gotten one, or I totally would get one. And also, I don't want to do that to my poor cat. And I bet. Um, so I figure I'm gonna wait till my cat moves out for college, as I like to say, and then I'll probably get a dog. Okay, so yes, 12 across, 5 tall. I'm gonna load that in. We're gonna draw it. I think that should do it. Let me reload my ROM. No, I didn't do it. What did I do wrong? Did I forget to call it? No, I called it. What did I do wrong? Are the tiles loaded? No, the tiles aren't loaded. That's what I did wrong. Yeah, that's what I'm going to probably, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, whoops, those out. Go up here, and I'm going to have load title graphics and paste those in. And then that should do it. Fingers crossed. Reload ROM, run. Oh, that didn't turn out okay. What's going on there? Why is everything looking that way? Tile 0. Oh, because I've crossed over into here. Checks out. Checks out. What's the best solution for this? Maybe if I just fill the screen with 7F, that's probably the best solution. So when I start the title screen, the screen is off. I'm going to have a routine here, which is just going to be like clear background. And it's going to be super straightforward. Load A with 7F. Load B with 16. Or sorry, B with 32, C with 32, which we do at the beginning of every row. We're going to load HL with 9800, the top left of our map. We have that loop here. We decrement C. Row, and then we're done. So that's just going to clear the map with 7F, which is right at the very end, so we're unlikely to have any graphics there. So that way we don't have all this visual corruption. Yeah, there we go. And this is too far down right now, but we're going to fix that later. I still might want to move the press start down another row though. Even if I adjust that, I think that's going to be a little tight. So I'm going to move it just down to 99C5, which is up here. 99C5. There we go. I'm not going to bother testing it. So next, what are we going to do? We are going to set up a stat interrupt. Well, let me just, instead of setting up the stat interrupt, bust free. Hell yes. I think that is, I didn't do this on purpose. I feel like right now the whole world is locked down and it sucks. And as soon as it's safe to do so, I think everyone is really looking to bust free. And that's my thesis statement here. Video games are often about various kinds of fantasy. This is the fantasy, the metaphorical fantasy of busting free. Yeah, with the umlaut, yes, it's German. So what are we going to do? First thing I want to do is I want to have the screen scroll in from the left to start with. So how are we going to do that? We're going to have a bunch of variables. Title screen. Wow, I got like everything wrong there. Title screen RAM, WRAM 0, title screen state. And that's just going to be a byte, which is going to tell us state scrolling state. How I want it to work is you're going to be able to press start and while it's scrolling, and let's do that. And if you press start while it's scrolling, it's immediately going to scroll into place. And then you press start again to start the game. But if it's already in place, you just have to press start once. So it's just going to get a little bit more sophisticated here. Let's see here. Actually, maybe the best way to do this is to just split it up at the top level. So what I'm going to do is call update input, and then I'm going to add a title screen state. I'm going to compare it with state scrolling. And if they're the same, I'm going to do scrolling. Waiting. And we return. Handle waiting is easy. We just check to see if press starts. And if you have, we start the game just like we did before. Handle scrolling. For now, the big thing is that if you press start I'm just going to grab this whole thing actually. Well, okay. I'm just going to transition into the waiting state. So that's one thing we're going to do. Now we actually need to figure out how the scrolling is going to work, though. So for now, let's make it just as simple as possible and then kind of iterate on it. Let's see. There's just a lot to think about. So I'm going to need a VBlank routine. And that VBlank routine is going to get the title screen scroll and write that into the scrolling register. And technically you can, I believe you can write the scroll registers like whenever you want, but it's best to do it during VBlank to avoid tearing. Like if you adjust the scroll register while the screen's drawing, you're gonna have half the screen scrolled here and the other half of the screen scrolled there. So now this is why I need to pop open my Pandocs, because I can never remember the addresses for the scroll. Yeah, okay, it is, it's called ScrollX, just, and that is at FF43. And then here in Start Title Screen, I need to initialize the VBlank handler. Is that what I called it? Yeah, VBlank handler. Load a load VBlank. Whoops. Whoops. I'll get this right eventually. We gotta initialize all these variables. So when we start, we're scrolling in. And the initial scroll is going to be, I can actually adjust this. I think right from here, it'll let me adjust this live. So here's the, let's find the scroll register on here. There it is. Let's set it to, well, that's not going to show much of a difference. Yeah, okay. So there we go. Where did it go? Where'd my IO map go? I think F10 open? Nope, F10 does not open up the IO map. I have to do it from the debugger. So that was if I set that to F0, which scrolls it to the right. What if I set it to like 80? It's way to the right. I want it to the left. How do I get it to the left? 40? Yeah, there we go, 40. 39 moves it further to the right. So let's try 60. Let's start with 60 and then adjust from there. It's kind of weird. I don't fully understand why 60 is what's doing it that way, but like actually, I'm a little worried. I'm gonna here and handle scrolling. I'm a little worried that I'm gonna, well, okay, so it's over here. So we are gonna want to scroll it. Oh, that's so confusing, but I guess that'll work. We're gonna want to decrement it until we're at 0. That's what we're gonna want to do. So first things first, I load A with, let's put an HL actually. Let's get a pointer to it. To title screen scroll. Let's actually write that in. Scroll X. Okay. I'm gonna decrement it. And then if it's not 0, we just carry on. Actually, if it is 0, I'm gonna write go to waiting and just put that over here. So how this works is we're going to start with title screen scroll at X at 60. We're going to, yeah, we don't even need to load into A. And then every frame, we're going to scroll it by 1 pixel until we hit 0, at which point we're going to go into the waiting state. Or if you press start at any point, you're also going to go into the waiting state. And then once you're in the waiting state, then from there, if you press start again, it'll start the game. Unknown simple title screen scroll X. Did I screw something up? I totally did. Yes, 1. There we go. Let me reload that ROM and let's see if that worked. Totally didn't work at all. What a feeling. How did that, oh. Yeah, maybe. You can play voices on the Game Boy. Maybe I should do that. Why did that not work? I have so many questions. It did build, right? It built? Like, it's not just that it didn't work, it's that it seemed to work, but then, like, or that, it's not that it didn't work, it's that it, like, didn't seem to change instead of failing catastrophically, which is what I'm more accustomed to. So let me, catastrophic failure, I'm totally fine with. It's when did I screw this up somehow? No, that all looks good. Everything here looks really good. So exactly. It's like it's like when dating, you know, like I'd much rather have someone be like, sorry, I'm not interested, than just ghost me. Let's reset and see what's going on here. So we load A with 0. We put that into title screen state. We load A with 60. We put that into the scroll register. We load all of that in. That all seems to me to be good. So then let me go look at title screen. Let me set a breakpoint there. Actually, let me set a breakpoint here where it's most interesting. So we get the title screen state. We are scrolling. We're going to go handle scrolling. We get the scroll X. We decrement it. That didn't set the 0 flag, so we keep going. Okay, this all seems really good, except I don't know what's going on there. What? Did I forget like a return statement or? Oh no, I see. Right. I'm just back in the loop. In the main loop. So do I need to set the tile screen to draw? Well, it should be drawing off screen. It is drawing off screen. What's the state of my scroll register is 0, 0. I guess my big concern is like, is this being called? Let me go see if I can find VBlock. I wonder if, where is this? This is at 1323. Let me see. I do have a bunch of things called VBlank, so I'm a little worried that maybe it's gotten confused. No, there it is right here. Let me set a breakpoint on that and hit run. And yeah, we are here. We're going to get the scroll value, and we're going to write it into the scroll register. And that is the right scroll register, right? No, it's not. That's the problem. I was writing it, for some reason, no. I was putting into F3 instead of 4-3. I guess they both start with Fs in a way, and I was screwing that up. So let me just take away those breakpoints. Reload the ROM, which I maybe did do. Yeah, there we go. What? That's what I was going for. I actually wanted to scroll a tiny bit faster, so I'm going to subtract decrement 2 from it. I know this is like super minor, but yeah, there we go. Awesome. Okay. Next, here's where things are going to get really fun. I'm going to have a stat handler. I'm going to have multiple scrolling states. So I'm going to have scrolling 1, which is going to be the top row. Then I'm going to have state scrolling 2. And similarly, I'm going to have 2 different scroll variables. Whoops, there we go. Put 60 in both of them for now, but I probably don't want 60 in the second one. And then I'm going to I'm just going to do this here. Right, so I don't recall if I explained this with the sound on or not, with my microphone on or not. But I want to have the top word, the bust, scroll in from the left like it is now, and then the free scroll in from the right separately. And I'm going to do that by using a stat handler, the same way I did with the I used an interrupt to get the sprites to turn off 8 pixels above the bottom of the screen, so the sprites didn't obscure the window. I'm going to do something kind of similar. I'm going to use a stat interrupt and adjust the scroll registers while the screen is being drawn in order to get the free where I want it to be and to get to scroll in from the right. And you can actually do some like really cool tricks with this. Like, I don't know if you've ever played a Game Boy game with like the screen going all like wavy. That's how that's done. It's by adjusting the scroll registers while the screen is being drawn. Or this is like a niche example, but if you've ever played the Batman Game Boy game, they use it to do like a really cool like scaling effect by just adjusting the scroll registers to make it look as though stuff is like scaling. It's like a really, really cool trick. So we're going to do something kind of similar to that. So yeah, this is all fine. Fine and dandy. I'm going to call this handle scrolling 1. Oh yeah, it's so good for like a random licensed game. Like, excellent, excellent game. Like, tons of cool effects. It was like really, really early on in the Game Boy's life too. Like, so now, state scroll 2. Okay, so yeah, that's 2. And I think because I wanted it coming in from the right, I'm going to increment it. And yeah, honestly, same deal, call start. And this isn't going to be perfect for a bunch of reasons, but let's start with this. All the stat handler is going to do is it's going to get the title screen scroll x2 and write that in. And then the only other thing I need to do is I forgot to actually configure the stat interrupt, which is the other thing I need to do, which is, I think this is the register I want to change. I just want to load A with, I want the coincidence interrupt, and I don't care about any of the rest. I'm going to put that into 41A, and I need to set, I think LY, the LY register, to the line that I want this to trigger on, which is going to be something like, God, I don't know how I will figure this out. It's going to be something like 80. I guess I'm just going to have to figure this out through trial and error. And that registers at 40, sorry, 45, right? Yeah, 45. I'm going to try this out. It's going to be super disastrous. And the scroll, oh yep, gotta update this as well. That didn't do what I wanted at all. Did I reload the ROM? It did, and it just didn't do what I wanted it to do at all. Oh, I love it when that happens. Oh, because I screwed this up. So here I want to. And then here, register Z to start scroll 2. I'm going to call that here. Still didn't do what I wanted it to do at all. Oh, I know what's wrong. I'm not enabling the appropriate interrupt. Turn on screen. I need to enable. Where do I do it? It's in like FFFF, I think, or FFFE. Interrupts enable register. Yeah, here it is. I need to enable the stat interrupt as well. Set bit 1 of HL. So load HL with FFFF. And I'll probably want to clear that out as well. Okay, run, reset, run. Oh, not reset, reload, run. And it's doing something else entirely now. Beautiful, just beautiful. Where did I screw this up? That feels good to me. Otherwise, if it's 0, we call start waiting. That all feels really good to me. So what's going on now? Well, despite feeling really good to me, it's not working. So, like at all. Like, wow. All right, what's happening? What is happening? Let me go see what the title screen state is. Title screen state is still set to 0, which is scroll 1. So it's never escaping the initial scroll. Why would that be? Did I update the, are these? Oh, that's why. That's why. Of course, I'm still not making any promises that it's working, but oh yeah, no, that's not working at all. But okay, so we made it to the waiting state, but not correctly at all. Title screen scroll x2 is 60. Return. Handle scrolling 2, which takes the scroll 2 and increments it and only starts waiting there. Yeah, this all seems fine. What's going wrong here? What is going wrong here? So let's go see, let's go look at title screen scroll X. That's a thing, right? Title screen scroll X. Oh, X1. X1. So that is, yeah, that's weird. That should be at 0, but instead it's at 5e. How did that happen? That suggests we decremented it twice and then immediately started scrolling, which we shouldn't have done. Oh. That's what I get. That's what I get for doing this the way I did. First, scroll 2. I'm just going to put it in a separate procedure because that's what I get for trying to have complicated logic. basically. Maybe start scroll soon. I forgot to return. Reload ROM, run. Well, it didn't work, but it's less broken. Let me go to title screen scroll X again. Okay, so these are both at 0, which is good. But it's not doing my fancy thing, which is what I wanted. Why isn't it doing my fancy thing? That's the question. Yeah, like that that squinting looking dog, that is like how I feel all of the time while I'm working on this. So let me go set a breakpoint there, reset, hit run. Okay, that's just never getting called. My stat interrupt is just never getting called. Which, let's look at my IO map. I must have screwed up setting it up, because that's not set. Yeah, if I do that, stuff starts happening. Here's where I set it up. Load A into 41. Did I forget to? No, I call it handlers, and I call that in start title screen. And I call start title screen from, where did I do it? Just from bust free here, right? Start title screen is the first thing called. So it's not that's not getting called. Init handlers. Oh, wait, what am I doing? 45 is the... Is 45 right? 45 is right? No, 45 is... Yeah, 45 is right. Oh, I'm getting so confused. FF45 is the compare, and that's correct. And 41 is the stat register. And oh, that's what I'm doing wrong. That's, whoops. There we go. Let's see how this goes. Run. I have some sort of typo here. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. There, that should do it. That was it. It did. It's not quite right, but that was it. I need to move the line where I do it way the heck up. Let's try 60. I mean, that was it. There we go. And then the only other thing I need to do is I need to adjust the scroll. This is hard to explain, but I need to adjust the Y scroll as well in order to get the exact effect that I want. Whoops, is it FF42? It's FF42, not 44. I have no idea how I'm going to get this right, but no, I want them to come in at different times. I want them to come in separately. Although maybe it would look good if they came in at the same time. What I want to do is I want to adjust like the scroll position here, so that way this appears up here, which is gonna be like kind of a crazy. It's kind of a crazy hack, honestly, and I'm doing it for no particularly good reason, but except like as a way of showing off, I guess. Hmm. I'm being creative. Yeah, yeah. Well, the reason is so that I could um, start drawing this at map address. You can see over here. I wanted to start drawing at map address 9900 to simplify the math while I'm drawing it, so that it never like if I started drawing it over here, it would end up wrapping around. So maybe I just want to do like minus 16 or something. Let me try that. So it's like, it's really not necessary to do this. I could just do this slightly, oh, that's the opposite effect of what I wanted. Let's do positive 16. Those, Oh, you know what the problem is? The problem is that I need, well, one of the problems is I need to actually tighten this up a little bit. Sorry, not you. You. If I were, if this were the 1990s, and I couldn't just run this in an emulator constantly, yeah, that's a little bit better. It's still a little far, I think. I think it's, let me compare that to the, do I have it open? I don't have it open. If I compare it to this, it's still a little bit far, I think. And I do want to have it not scroll to the right quite so far. So I just want to tighten it ever so slightly. And the question is, which I think I need to increase this a little bit more, and that'll do it. Although I might run into issues. And I still need to fix the press start, which is also kind of broken. Yeah, I can fix this by tightening the bounds on where the interrupt happens again as well. Where was that? 50. What if I set this to 45? No, not reset, reload. There we go. That feels good to me. And then the next thing I want to do is, instead of yeah, there actually may have been emulators in 1996, although that's still relatively late in the Game Boy's lifespan. I might have actually, I don't even recall if I finished saying what I was going to say. If it were the 90s and I couldn't just be running this in an emulator to like trial and error it, I would probably set this up so that I could reset it with a button press and adjust the values with button presses to like tweak it. But luckily, I guess, we don't live in the early 90s anymore, and I can just do this via trial and error. So I can actually adjust it right now in the memory viewer, even cooler. And you could probably do that with the dev kit as well. Title screen scroll x2. So this is 0 right now. What if I modify it and I set it to like 20? It scrolls off to the right. That's, yeah, no, I don't want it to set it to 20. Oops. So what if I set it to like F, no, D0. D0 is closer to where I want it. Where did I have these things lined up? I had these things lined up so that F was right below the S. So it's actually a little too far. So maybe C0? Let me try C0. Oh man, I've got too many windows open. No. Modify C0. And jump back to... No, C0 brings it even further. I don't fully understand what I'm doing here, unfortunately. Too many things are happening in sort of weird directions, where like if you increase the value and scroll to the right, that causes it to move to the left. And then there's also negative values to think about and stuff like that. So what if I set it to E0? That's a little bit too far. So I'm just doing, I believe the technical term is a binary search. Title screen. And so E0 is too far. D0 wasn't far enough, so we'll try halfway between the two. Oh, whoops. Modify. We'll try D8. And see if that is right. Wait, that feels even further. Oh no, there we go. That is perfect. D8 is perfect. D8 is exactly what I want. So go back to Visual Studio Code. I compare it to D8. Since we're doing this, it might be better to load HA. Load HA. Actually, there we go. So let's see how this looks. I think this will get me the effect that I want. Perfect. That is good. The only thing is, of course, this press start is in completely the wrong place. But well, there's a couple of things I can do to fix that. One thing I can do to fix that is to adjust where I draw it relative to the free, which is one thing I'm going to do. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to draw it until we start waiting. So let me get the position right first. Let me open up that VRAM viewer. I guess I want it kind of like aligned maybe to the left of the F. Oof. So I think I probably want it somewhere around here, 98 or 9A3D. Let's try that. Almost right. What happened there? I didn't, what happened there is, because it wraps around, I don't want it to do that. So I need to, oof, this is going to get ugly. This is going to get really ugly. But that's the consequences of the terrible choices I've been making. I mean, the other thing I can do is I can just set up another stat interrupt to fire over here to restore the scroll to something sane. And that might be a nicer way to do it. Maybe it wouldn't be. Because the one thing about these stat interrupts is that this is like a super, super brief window of time while the Game Boy is getting ready to draw the next line. So they have to be super fast. And if I start adding a lot of logic here, like, oh, are you drawing the, whatever, things will get dicey. Maybe I can, no, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. these as fast as possible, but I'm not even going to set this up here. I'm going to do all the setup here. Yeah, this is fun. This is a real hacking right here. So I'm going to enable the stat interrupt here, but I'm actually going to configure it at the top of the screen in vblank. And then I'm going to do the same thing here in hblank, but I'm going to do it for, this will be stat 1, and that'll be stat 2, or sorry, this will be stat 1, and then it's going to load stat 2 in. And all stat 2 is going to do, and that's going to fire 90 or something like that. And it's going to restore the scroll registers. And then it doesn't need to configure another stat interrupt because the next one is going to fire in vblank. So how this works is in vblank, right at the top of the screen, we say when you draw line 45, run stat 1. And then in stat 1, which happens on line 45, we say, okay, now when you draw line 90, run stat 2. And then in stat 2, all we're going to do is say, oh, reset the scroll. And that way we can have press start, draw it at a normal position. And it should do the right thing. Yeah, this is some hardcore hacking right here. Oh no, what happened? Why did that happen? This is in stat int. Oh, because I haven't. I'm surprised that this is happening. I feel like the stat. First of all, stat handler we should just run an int stat in the beginning game, so this shouldn't happen. We should have a dummy set. But also, I'm a little surprised because I would have expected vblank to run before the stat interrupt. Nevertheless, let's go over here and let's call init stat, which is in here, is global, and runs the dummy handler, and that should prevent us from anything bad ever happening. No, something bad still happened. Load HL, load A, HLI, load hi, dummy handler. Do I have a load? How is that happening? This doesn't make sense. Oh, did I forget to reload the ROM? That might have been what happened. Yeah, there we go. Almost there, getting there. What else do we need to do? How else do we tweak this? We need to, let me clear also the X scroll register as well. This won't totally fix it, but it will help. And then I just need to adjust where I invoke this interrupt, I think. Maybe if I do it at 120, it'll work. Or sorry, reload, run. Yes, that worked. As weird as it is, that totally worked. And now I just need to move you down. I'd say I want to move into the left. Or did that work, or did it just... No, it obviously didn't work because we are too far. 120 must be too far. Let me try, I said 90. Let me try 105. Roughly correct. That is roughly correct. I just need to... Very roughly correct. what do I need to do? Do I want to have another interrupt in between where I think this is starting it too far down. So I actually want it a little bit further up. Let me try 100. Whoops. Let me try 100. Let me reload. Let me hit run. It's still too far. Was 90 really not? Oh, this is okay. All I need to do is change exactly. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. If I move this further down, I can do a bunch of things to adjust it. I can adjust the scroll so that it appears on your position. So if I set this to 9825, for example, run. Yeah, it appears in the right spot. All I got to do is I want to scroll down a little bit. Instead of setting this to 0, I want to set this to, I don't know, 16 maybe. It's really hard to think about like what's going on in every way, but that is what I was going for. Honestly, maybe even a little bit further. It's a little too far down. Run, file, reload. Yes, that is what I was going for. Visually. Now, okay, I've been streaming for 1 hour and 24 minutes. I'm hungry and I'm tired, but I am happy with this. So things we still need to do. I want to make press start flash. I want to like blink, I should say. I want to make the screen flash once both come in, and then when the flash disappears, I want it to have the Japanese text that I have in there for no real reason except the Japanese text looks cool. So I'm going to do all that tomorrow. But I am super happy with the progress I made today. Oh, I should actually, one thing I haven't tested and is broken is that if you press enter, it doesn't finish, which is something that I need to do. It's a PAL release. Now on the Game Boy, there is no PAL NTSC. It's the same the world over. But yeah. So that is some stuff that I'm gonna do tomorrow. But for now, this is rad. And what I'm gonna do tonight is the palette isn't right, so I'm gonna fix the palette in the conversion, so that way it will not look some weirdly faded out or whatever. Anyways, cool. Thank you so much for watching. It has been a good day today. Sorry that I had my microphone off at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, cool. Take it easy. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow.